Cool. Yes, so hello everybody. Welcome. My name is Big John, Jonathan, that's why. And I'm 6'7", so Big John makes sense. Anyway, this is Neo Beta version 1, and today I'm going to be going over any of the questions people have to ask about it, and obviously how I use it myself to trade in its best formats. So the first thing I'm going to start with, of course, we're in beta version 1. So there's going to be some bugs. I need everybody to just be patient. The reason I ask this is because we have to remember this is lifetime access. So I know people will be very eager to want to use the product and get on board and try and make money straight away. But at the end of the day, this is nothing I have created in 1 week. I've spent years putting together the idea of what this can do for us. And we're nowhere even near the start, let alone the end of what the Neo indicator is actually, the Neo indicator expert advisor is actually going to be able to do for us in the long run. So yeah, I know that right now, probably the most common bug people are having is to do with adding currency pairs. The biggest thing you've got to pay attention to when it comes to adding currency pairs is you need to know how your broker actually adds your pairs here. So with Neo, you can see you've got to type it exactly how you can see, like you can see this here, like this. And this broker, which is 8cap, has a suffix or whatever you call it, which is a .I. So I have to make sure I use capitals in Neo and put a .I just like this. So give me a second. I go to properties and let's make this a bit bigger to be able to see. And if I just click here, I've got all the pairs listed, and there you go. So you can see I've got a .I at the end of all of my pairs, and then I've got a comma after that, no space. And then again, I've got the next pair and then a .I and then a comma. So even when I have to add indices on another chart, it's the same thing, but just .P and then a comma and the next one. So you have to make sure you do that. Now, Neo's going to boot up with automatic trading instruments here, but that was built automatically have and the broker they have. So some people's brokers are again are going to have a suffix. So what you want to do as soon as Neo boots up and you've got this on your screen and it's going to look like this, just backspace and get rid of all of these pairs and then just add one pair on there. I always say just try one of the majors. So like AD USD, GBP USD, do that. But make sure you have that pair on your chart as well. This is just to give you every possibility of booting up on the first go possible. So you're going to delete all of the ones that are here, only add one of the majors, make sure the major is on your chart as well. Yeah. And then you're not going, remember, type it exactly how it looks here on your broker, capitals. So it's capitals as well. And it's got a .I. And then if you're only going to add one pair, don't add a comma at the end. Every time you get to the end of whatever's here, you don't add a comma on the last one because it will create an empty box with no currency pair and then Neo might not actually work. So on the last pair, no comma and no space. Make sure there's no space, no comma, but just add one pair, no comma, however it is on your broker in capitals. And then what you want to do is obviously go to OK. And let's just do OK here. And then if Neo does load up on your chart, like how you can see here, like this, and this sticks in the corner, you need this to stick over here. This Neo Beta version 1, it needs to stick in the corner right up there. You do not need a smiley face because the expert advisor is not programmed at the moment. So it's cool. You don't need that. All you need is Neo Beta version 1. Do not switch on auto trading on the chart. You don't need it. Yep. Just make sure you've got Neo Beta version V1 and it sticks there. And you can see I can move my chart and guess what? Lo and behold, it's stuck there. Yeah. So that is probably the most common problem people have. And then once you figure out that you've added one pair like that, again, let's just go here so you can see properties. Make sure you start adding every other pair. And then once you add the pairs, remember at the end, you're always going to use a comma of each pair and then just go to save the settings. So each time you figure out that one pair's added, another pair's added, and so on, if it does crash, just go back, load up that save file and start again. That's what you have to do. I'm currently looking into that issue at the moment, so nobody's going to have a problem with that, you know, going down the line. But the coding team did message me something, but I didn't have time to go through it. So I just want everyone to be aware. I'm currently looking into that if it is a massive issue, because it doesn't happen to everyone. And I kid you not, it doesn't actually happen to me. As soon as I throw Neo on the chart, I literally just load this either the template or this expert advisor settings, and I never have that issue. And you can see how many pairs I've got. The next thing, I'm going to get ready for everyone's questions in a moment. I'm just going through that, the common things. The next thing I do is if I want Neo to scan any pair, so obviously I'm giving out all the free gold analysis in the gold group. What I actually do is I'll have gold open on whatever time frames I'm interested in, which I usually look at the 15-minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour before going into anything else. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you've actually got Neo up on that. So right now it's just collapsed here on the 4 hour, so it's still there. But what you want it to do is look like this. So I've told people you can add metals with indices and oil. You shouldn't get no crashing issues. Make sure it looks exactly like your broker. See, it's not .I now, it's .P, because that's what my broker has SPX 500 as. And even this isn't NAS 100, it's NDX 100. So it's got to be exactly how your broker is into Neo. Yeah. And literally, so that's what I just do. I've just got it scanning. And the reason why I'm telling you it's scanning, these are just fresh on the chart at the moment, is because every time a break of structure does happen and the scan is actually there, you will get an alert, basically, not an alert, but you'll get a notification, obviously, of a display of a break of structure or a change of character. Exactly what you can see here if you go to CAD JPY, and then we just minimize this, and then we just zoom in, do this. So you get one of these. If it doesn't read it, that's fine. Not every single one Neo has to read. It will read the break. I don't know if my server's crashed or Neo's crashed. It could be. Give me a second. Okay, very weird. 1 second, people. Let me stop the Zoom. Not to stop the Zoom, stop the share. Cool, give me 1 second. It's actually my internet. This isn't Neo. So give me a second. My internet's been acting up lately. Okay, we're back. We are back. Let me see if the chart's running. Okay, give me a second, people. Yeah. Okay, make sure. All right, cool. I'm going to share the screen now. Why these people are paid like £80 a month, so that's like almost $100 a month I pay for internet. These people will be running slow. I'm gonna have some serious words with them. Bear with me. Okay, you should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen again, people? Let me know if you're still here. Please let me know.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. So what I'm saying, so yeah, it will look exactly like this. So you can see right over here, there was a break of structure definitely here because it's pinpointing highs and lows for us. Yeah, there's a break of structure here with this candle. Even though it didn't appear, it's still a break of structure. So this is even better because it will train your eye to be able to see what the idea of a break of structure is and why you're looking for it. So you can see currently now I'm in a buy on CAD JPY. I'll go over why I'm in this buy in a minute. I've only taken this trade on my own personal prop accounts, not all of my investment accounts. My main reason was I already hit the limit of 3 with my risk management. And of course, my own account, I could do what I choose to do with, but I'm not going to do that with obviously other people's investment. You know, I'm trying to be professional, obviously. So yeah, you can see straight away over here, again, the same thing. Even if it didn't appear on this one, it did appear on this one here. So you might see something like that sometimes, like, hold on, why didn't it appear on this one? It doesn't even matter if it doesn't. Just look at the chart straight away and you can see, did this candle break this area? Yes, it did. That was a break of structure as well. So again, you can just use it like that. Now, what I tend to do, yeah, is again, if I've got these scanning on the other charts like this, yeah, I will have another. This is actually very annoying. It's the internet, bruv. Oh my God. It's crazy, this internet. It just picks and chooses when it wants to do it. Give me a second. See if that does it. Okay. It's either that or my laptop is just dying from all of this trading. It's just getting hot. The fan is all about to go. It's about to fly off to space. All right, cool. So yeah, so basically where was I at? So I don't lose my train of thought. Okay, yeah, this is what I do. So I'm just keeping it very, very, very simple. I'm gonna go for any questions soon. If anyone's got it there, just by I mean, just give me a second. Yeah, so I keep it very simple. So again, I've got any pairs I'm interested in scanning. So then it will stick these breakup structures there. If all I have to do is go back to it in like an hour or whenever. So let's say I go back to this in 4 hours time. I'll see any other breakup structures. Same as gold on the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, it will scan over a period of time. The reason for that for beta version 1 is because it's an expert advisor. So it was coded as that. And expert advisors, anyone that knows, they scan price action as the chart moves. So that's why you're not seeing them display from previous history. But I've already spoken to the coding team, and trust me, I've got something epic that will come next as long as it's able to be done with the coding. And nobody has got this breakup structure or change of character system I'm about to create. I'll tell you that for sure. So everybody just be patient for that. So yeah, before I go into anything else, hopefully that made sense. So again, I've got a clean chart. I can just go and check anything I want to, and then I've got other charts scanning. So because if you change a pair on that chart that's scanning, obviously the breakup structures are going to have to rescan again. So you're going to lose them. Not all of them, but a lot of them going back in history can happen. So again, I've got a clean chart. I can just go through everything on and then leave anything else scanning. Anybody else? Anybody got some questions? Sorry, as we stand right now, so I can give you some teachings.
Yeah, John.
Yep. Let me
Can
see
you
who's
explain
speaking.
stop hunt 1 and 2 for me?
Okay, give me a second. That's when who's speaking. Okay, so it's Sage, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, stop hunt 1 and 2. Did you say? Okay, yeah, cool.
Yes.
So stop hunt 1 is showing you the 4-hour chart volatility, and it's telling you when price action could possibly reverse. It's never going to go from one trend into another trend. It's always going to go up, down, like another trend, like a trend should be basically. So anything that's blue here, I don't know what this one was previously at the moment. If I go to CAD CHF, I'll probably be able to see it. It's brought up CAD CHF. So right now this is going to turn to red next, which is bearish because CAD CHF is actually bought. So all it's doing is showing you when you could be looking for a possible trade setup. Like now we started to see that sell on gold. If we go over to gold and go over to, let's just go over to this chart here. Let's see here. Yeah. And now we look. So gold had a bearish stop hunt 1 from 32 candles ago on the 4-hour chart. So to make it better for you, go here and you'll see, boom, you can see the alerts working there. So if we go to here and let's just make sure that was right, that one. So gold 32 candles ago. So starting from this candle here to 32 candles ago, which is here. 32 right here, basically there. So this is when gold locked in a possible bearish sell that was about to happen. And when it did start there, what did you actually see? You saw gold, it was on a verified resistance level, and gold actually sold 139 pips. So that's what stop hunt 1's doing. It's showing you the 4-hour chart volatility and when it could possibly pull back. And you've seen it literally there right now, you see? And then stop hunt 2 is showing you the 1-hour chart. I don't really use stop hunt 2, and I might eventually even get rid of it in future. I had it there just for an extra confluence, but I'll probably just get rid of it in future. But it's showing you exactly what I just showed you there on the 4-hour chart, but just imagine you're looking at a 1-hour time frame. So however you decide to use it, let's say you're scalping the 1-minute chart, let's just say, you might only wait for stop hunt 2 to go bullish or bearish, let's say a new trend, you see a verified resistance or support, let's say however you decide to use it. I'm not saying this is a set strategy. And then from there, maybe you only take trade setups based on extra things you might trade yourself. Maybe you draw yourself an order block or whatever as well. That's basically what it does. So it's giving you an idea that when price action gets to a key area, you can basically start to look for a possible trade entry based on what the stop hunts are relating to. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Sage, because you can even see how it's still selling now gold at the moment. So it might pull back a bit more and then go bullish. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I trade on a 5-minute and 15-minute most of the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so stop hump one will be very beneficial for you. I'll tell you that for now. Because if you're only looking to get maybe 50 pips in a trade, let's say, or 25, 30 pips, if you've got stop hump one in your favor and you see it's on a key level, which Neo's post support proven, all of this stuff is showing you, all of it, the supply demand slash support and resistance is basically showing you that, hey, price is at a key level. Now, if you can see stop hump one, hello, can you still hear me, people?
Yeah.
Yeah, could just say connection unstable. All right, yeah, if you get that, then it could give you an idea that there's a great trade setup that could happen. So let's go to US 30 now. Where are we? Yeah, let's go to US 30. Let's see what it's doing. So US 30 is still buying, but you can see here. So it did do this pullback here for this sell, but it's still buying because we can obviously see this is a strong level of support here. This was a mad trade that gave out US 30. So yeah, that's that. Anybody else got any other questions, please? Please make sure you're asking as many questions as you can, or based on Nia.
I have a question.
Oh, go on, bro.
Yeah, sorry, who's speaking so I can see?
Hello.
Nope.
Was it King or Kenny? King, you speaking? King, you go ahead, yeah, and then Kenny can go next if you're
Yep.
speaking. Yep. Yep,
Yep.
King, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, could you explain, like, even with this pair, could you explain like the ADR, so how you calculate the ADR with it to the next liquidity?
Cool. First I'll tell you the ADR and then I'll tell you the liquidity. So now when you're looking at the ADR, people that might not be aware of what the ADR is, the reason why I use it is very good. The reason why I use it, let me be clear, is because it's very good to understand what price action can do in one day. It's not an exact number, but it's an average over a period of days. That's what the ADR works out. So it tells you on average over a period of days, price action can move. Let's just say it's this one here for now, and then let's say it's silver. Price action can move 48 pips. That's what it's telling you. So whenever I take a trade entry, I would be personally looking for price action to do at least 48 pips in one direction. If I'm looking to take it a bit longer to TP2, I would say price action could do 96 pips. So here's an example of this right here. Yeah. I've given out the signal in US 30 from here. As soon as we got this turncoat, yeah, we can see over here US 30 can do 2,944 points. You get rid of the last number, basically. You don't keep that there, yeah. So it can do that amount of points, so it could do 294 points in a day, pips in a day. So if you're going to calculate US 30 in pips, you get rid of the last two numbers, and then it's the first two, yeah. And then right here, so this is why I gave the entry. So 290, so around about here, you know, there. So around about here would have been your TP1 at 3493, you see? And then your TP2, imagine we're taking this trade just simply based on what Neil's showing you on the ADR, which is 588 pips. And you can see how price action has pretty much, there you go, it's hit TP2. That is as simple as I use the ADR. However, I decide to enter a pair. If I'm going to, I'll just use ADR1 for TP2 and ADR2 for TP2. Simple. So ADR1 for TP1, sorry if I said that wrong, ADR2 for TP2. And that's exactly how you work it out. It's a bit different how to work out pips and points on indices and gold, because obviously if you've traded for long enough, you'll know when you're trying to work it out, you've got to remove numbers, digits, basically, when you're trying to realize how many pips they do. But you can see this is hit TP2, and there you go. This is why it tells you that. So if you had your TP2 up there, boom, TP2 would have been hit in 3 days from when I gave that entry out. That's how you use that. Now, when we go into the liquidity, so US 30 is this high up. Bear with me. We're going to probably have to go to the daily chart to check this because it's so high up on the 4 hour now. So now here, so you can see where the liquidity is. So your TP, if you were just using liquidity and you were saying, okay, where can this actually go to right now? Boom, there. That's what you're expecting them to go for. You're expecting them to, right now, what they're trying to do is go and buy and grab the liquidity right here, which is marked out on the L for you, all beautifully, you see? So hopefully that makes sense. You're just looking for your levels of where your TP is. So if you don't use the ADR, you can use the liquidity areas as your take profit. And you would have been able to use that one. What I did on the 4 hour, I didn't even use the ADR. I just went here on the 4 hour. I zoomed out from that entry. Yeah, remember the entry was here. The entry was here. Yeah. And then I saw that there was a liquidity over here on the 4 hour, exactly how I explained in the instructions for strategy 2. And that's where our take profit was. And you obviously could see in the first day price action hit it with flying colors. So hopefully that makes sense, both of those ideas of how the ADR works, how you can use it for your take profit, and how you can understand liquidity as well and use it for your take profit. Does that make sense, people? Or King? Sorry.
Could you on CHF JPY? I tried look for the liquidity, but it looked like it's not like visible on that. So I'm not sure how to. Right.
Cool. If you've got any other questions, just wait your turn. I'll definitely answer it. Just bear with me.
Yeah. So
all right, cool. No, yeah, that's cool. Everyone's got to be patient, you know. So yeah, we zoom out. Okay, let's do this because that's not there. And then let's zoom out. So if you can't see it, this is why I don't trade CFJPY. It's all the way in space right now. So I don't even think I've got enough bars. Yeah, so there's nothing even there right now as far as I can see.
So just go for
I would say
ADR.
this is why I said take it to go for that. There you go. I didn't even have to finish the sentence and you already know from what I was speaking about. So now you just go for the ADR. So as soon as it's done ADR 1, then you know, boy, I should put a break even maybe if I'm going for ADR 2, or take partial profits or close the trade. If you're going for, I wouldn't personally go for ADR 2 because God knows where this thing is going right now. I think if you've gone trading view and you've got more basically bars going backwards, I think it's just a limit of going here, because if you've got too much, then MT4 is going to start to crash like crazy. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
So you don't want too much stuff on your chart, not too much. There you go. Give me a second. Let me switch off these alerts because they're just popping up too much right now. So if that happens to you, it's because I'm just playing with all the settings. That's why I'm getting all these alerts. Then you just go to expert advisor notification settings, and then here, and then notifications. And then I'm just going to switch this off. There. And I'm just going to switch off this one here whilst we're talking, because we don't need them on right now. And if you just switch on those two, again, this is all in the Discord. I explain all of this as well. If not, there's pictures showing you how to switch them on. And yep, there you go. And so now I've got no more alerts coming through, hopefully. So I won't keep popping up every 2 seconds. Let's see. There we go. And that's like that. So anyone else got any other questions, please? I've just answered King's questions.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's all right, mate.
I do have a question regarding the alerts. So I have mine on, but I noticed that US 30, NAS 100, and Euro USD, when the change of character or the break of structure comes in, it doesn't say buy or sell like the other ones. How would I troubleshoot that?
Is that with you leaving the charts running and scanning as well, by the way?
Yeah, they're running and scanning, and the pairs that I have the chart open on are they were on oil and then USD JPY, but I would still get buy and sell entries for the ones that weren't up on it, like not the ones that weren't up on the chart, but that just weren't, the chart wasn't open and selected, but it was in the dashboard.
Okay, so the best thing I'll suggest for you to do is, like, you see what I've done here, again, like I've said, put those pairs on so imagine you had those pairs that you're talking about, even the other pairs as well, because all of them can actually go on the dashboard. I've seen people mixing cryptos with indices. So if you try that in your spare time, I'm just asking this so I know, so I can get a record of it as well, if it is a bug. And then if you can just do that for me, basically put those pairs, those said pairs, or any pairs you want to look at. Let's say you put 4 different pairs, gold, Forex, metal, whatever, yeah. And then switch it on to leave it to scan, even on a 15 or 5 minute time frame, and then just check how you're getting those alerts. See if it's still appearing as the ones that are scanning as well at the same time. So even if it is an issue, again, like I said, obviously in a patch update or whatever, I'll be able to hopefully sort that out. But leave it scanning and see if you still get that problem, basically.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And let me know.
And then,
problem. Yep, go ahead.
okay, yeah, I will kind of like watch that. And then my question is, so I know we have the break of the break and then the retest. For the alert, when it does give the entry, is it giving the entry because it's a retest or right when the break happens?
Is that for the break and the retest, or the break and then does the retest, given which order is it, or is it both? You want to know?
Both. Like what,
Okay.
when will the actual like buy and sell alert
Okay.
pop up?
Cool. All
Because
right,
let
so
me,
let's I get you. All right, cool. So let's go over to CAD JPY. Yeah. So because this one's here. So as soon as this candle closed on the 4-hour closure of this candle, boom, you would have got an alert straight away. That's how it happens. So as soon as it closed and disappeared, you would have got an alert. It wouldn't be like here or here. It would be straight away here. So as soon as this candle closed, you would have got an alert. Let's say you went in for the buy, you would have gone into drawdown because it started to sell. That's what happens. And that's the same as the retest would have been this one. So when price action sold back down into this area here, which is where the break of structure is, sorry, the change of character, you would have got a retest alert as well when this candle closed. So imagine you've got a breakout of structure. You've got a change of character alert here, and then you've got a change of character retest alert once this candle closed. So when this candle opened, you would have got the retest alert. So here was so let me make it so it's very, very clear. When this candle opened right here, you would have got your change of character alert. When this candle opened right here, you would have got your retest alert. Does that make sense?
okay, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's how it reads it as well. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yeah, John, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, how does the Neo calculate the turncoats? Does it wait for the price to close above the resistance?
Okay.
Or...
Yeah, so basically wherever there's a verified level, yeah, that means a turncoat's about to appear. There's a good chance it will appear. So imagine price go all the way up here. This will turn to a turncoat as well. So it would look like either this or it will go into like this olive color. It just depends. It just kind of picks and chooses. But it doesn't. You don't have to worry if it's orange or olive color. As long as the turncoats appeared, it means that price has broken this previous verified level and now has the possibility of becoming a new support. Price can go back to it and then boom, go off. So that's basically what it means. It's quite a simple logic. Like if you just think of it, no different from how you would draw on your chart. One of the most basic things we use when we first start trading is trend lines, support and resistance, literally. And if you're just looking at it as literally you've gone to your chart on any time frame, you've drawn some support and resistance. If price action breaks through a support, then that could become a new resistance. If it breaks through a resistance, it can become a new support. So an idea of this is GBP-CHF sell that we caught. This was another signal trade. And this is why I took the trade clear as day. You've seen price action come down here. I really did want to get in from here, but it broke 4-hour structure with this candle here. It broke this high and closed above it. So I didn't know if it was going to buy back up again from a 4-hour perspective. So I had to wait for price to come back down. I was telling everybody to look for the signal as soon as price breaks these lows here, which we can see there was a 4-hour low here. It broke it eventually with this candle here, this square, broke it, yeah, with this candle. So that was a 4-hour break of structure. Now, the next thing I was looking for was, because this was a verified level before, just like I explained to you, it was a verified support, yeah, or demand level. Now I was waiting for price action to change this. Ironically, it changed it around about this candle here. And then I said, hey, I'm going to go for it now, because it was my first trade of the week on all of my accounts. So I said, I'm going to go for it now because it's changed it. And it doesn't often, I haven't had an experience of it yet where it changes it and then go back to a verified level. I'm not saying it could be impossible to happen, but that is, I haven't seen that happen as of yet, basically. So I got in this trade, and then my stop loss was just above this box. As you can see how I marked it out. My stop loss was just above this box. And then, yeah, literally just dropped all the way down, lucky enough, 150 pips. It's literally that. And then my take profit was just based on the liquidity resting here, or the liquidity here, the sell side liquidity. So these 3 levels is what I was looking at. And then lucky enough, GBP news came in, boom, it went all the way for this liquidity. I was out of the trade, closed the trade. Yeah, sorry, was there someone else that asked the question? But first and foremost, did that make sense to you, what a turncoat support and resistance is?
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
John.
No problem. Hopefully that answers the question for Travis as well. I know Travis was asking me that question in the Discord, in the VIP group area, he was asking me. So hopefully that answers the question for you. Anybody else got any questions?
Yes, hi, Biggie.
Yeah, how you doing, my friend? You all right? Good to
No,
see you
not too
speaking.
bad, thanks. Yeah, it's Tao.
Okay, hey Tal, how you going?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think I'm with what you've explained. I've just got a little bit of challenges with getting the settings right, because we actually tried. I had Isis with me, and she managed to go through the whole setup for
Okay.
the Neo on my Mac.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Isis, for that as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, that was great. But we seem to have a challenge because as the Neo phase seems to come up as soon as we add it onto the chart, then it just goes away. So obviously it does not show all the other settings onto it, which means it's likely that it's the server maybe should be checked out or something. I'm not quite sure, but maybe it's something we can take it out of this session to have a look what is what.
Okay, so the most common problem you're more than likely having is when you're adding pairs. So you're the person I saw that added cryptos with currency pairs, and or you added you added indices with it. What you want to do is split them. So make sure you've only got Forex pairs in one. And like I've said, just for now, because this is a problem that hasn't happened to me, this is why when I've given it to people are starting to see this problem because there's multiple people trying to use it now at this time. So what I've said is the best thing to do is just add only one pair at a time, literally exactly how your broker's has it written down, and then save it. Add another pair and save it. This is not something you're gonna have to do every single time. Once you've done it once, as you can see, it will literally work straight away. You'll see exactly what I'm saying. So if I go to load here, and then I go to here, look, I'll just load the crypto setting quickly and go to okay, and you can see the cryptos are there now. And then now it's only showing me crypto pairs. If I go here, it will only show me crypto. Yeah. And now if I go back to my expert advisor and I go back to properties and then I go back to load, and then I've just saved it as all pairs. So right there for Funded Trader Plus, and I just go to okay. And now you can see all of the pairs are back there. And if I go to okay, now it's going to switch on all the alerts. Wait a second. Wait a second. I don't want them all to pop up just in case of slow down because of the Zoom. Notifications off and alerts off. Nope, alerts off. Nope, alerts here. False. There you go. And there. And now you can see all the pairs are loading. So once you do it one by one, you're going to be able to add all the pairs. Again, like I said, it wasn't an issue for me, but the coding team did message me something. I need to check that after the Zoom, but I just wanted to get this out of the way. So the Zoom is there. But for now, just do that. That's all you have to do. Just add the pairs one by one. Any problems you've got, just keep trying to add the pair. If you've got a problem and it won't add a certain pair, try and add it on a separate new Neo dashboard, see if it works, and then try and add it back on the one that you've got all the pairs registered to. Again, might be a bit of an inconvenience. I get it, but this is why we're in beta and it's not the live version. That's for anybody else that's there. So please just bear with me. People wanted the product, so I had to get it out the best way I could. And you can use it to some type of extent. Which one's giving me alerts now? It's one of these other ones anyway. But yes, does that answer your question?
To give a bit more context to the troubleshooting, so we did actually have only one pair in the market watch and one pair on the chart. I kind of ran him through the troubleshooting that you took me through the other day, but for some reason it wasn't registering for him. For his, I don't know if it's maybe a broker thing or like the, you know, maybe how they have the pair on the back end or something, but it just wasn't sticking. Even after going through this process.
Okay, so just message me after. I'm gonna ask you to give me something, and then I'm gonna pass it on to the coding team and see if they can read it. So after, just message me, say you're speaking, and then I'm gonna tell you to do something, and then I'll pass it on to the coding team. So anytime I get issues, there's a way I can figure out what the possible issue is, and then pass it on to the coding team, and they'll let me know, and I'll be able to test it first before I pass it on to them to see what it is. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
No problem at all. Anybody else got any other questions? Don't be shy. Even if it's about a strategy, you can ask me. It doesn't have to be about just the dashboard alone. Don't be shy. Whilst we're here anyway, I might as well say, if anybody does want to get the product itself, there is 13 more spaces at 100 GBP. So far with strategy 2, which I created over the last like month and a half. It started from the liquidity strategy, if people remember that. That's been in the VIP. And then I've kind of just amended it a little bit because I saw something the liquidity strategy was doing. And now I've changed it into the turn. And then I figured out the turncoats can show us a good view on what I figured out it was doing. Strategy 2 is now running 3 weeks, 3 out of 3 weeks in profit. So the first week where I've officially counted it from was this trade here. So we'll start here. So it was GBP CAD. I gave the trade up set up from here where it was consolidating. But realistically, we could have still easily have waited for it to come to this area. And then a big buy trade up here. This was a 400 pip trade that was given out from a signal call out. Where are we going into? There was Euro USD. You'll see all of them have the same thing. This is why I'm telling people to trade the strategy. Look, breakout here. That was CPI week. Boom. You can see the trade here. I'm going to get to your question in a second. And then we had Euro USD, we had Euro CAD as well. Those were the very, very good trades. So you can see here, Euro CAD as well. Same thing. Breakout above the level, stop loss below. Take profit was here, take profit 1. And then take profit 2, I believe, was here. And it hit TP2. Let's see what we got. CC payment, please. Yeah, I'm going to get to the website next. It's just I wanted to get all the people that were waiting on board first, because some people made payments from, let's just count it from the first week of March. So imagine they've been waiting from March to actually get onto the product. So I had to just make sure that they were on board first, like how you can see there's a couple of people on board now. And as soon as they are on board, then moving forward, I'm going to be doing all the processes, website, everything like that. So think of it now, if you're in the right now, you're in the beta team, because by this time next year, it's going to be like so much more, you know, hopefully by the grace of God, hopefully all of this stuff will be like 10-folds even better and even easier to read, if it might be confusing to some people. Yeah. Anybody else got any questions as well, please?
Next year, it will also cost $10,000 because it will be so great.
Amen. It's going to be like that. I'm telling you, people don't understand that. I'm telling you, the next break of structure, change of character thing I've got. Even when I did it, I said, nah. These people out there, their mind's going to go nuts when I do this one. They're going to be like, no. Because the first thing I'm going to do, so before the EA is released, I'm going to be sorting out the break of structure system so it stays on the chart. Obviously, so all of these squares, you will see all of the BOS basically and stuff like that. So it won't be only just appearing on like the last one like this. You actually see it on the chart. So that's what's going to be the first thing. But I don't even want to say too much. I just want to do it and then give the update out. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just telling people from now, if you don't get in on this 100 GBP, you're going to miss out, because already people are starting to make money from this, and not crazy money, but they're making money. And you can clearly see from the signals I'm giving out, I've done befores and after. I'm not just kind of doing some magical thing in a lab somewhere and then like, look, here, trade. I'm literally saying, look at this trade set up right now. This is the one I'm going to take. And then boom. And then we've managed to have, like I said, 3 weeks of running blue, literally. Of course, there's one loser here or there. But I think the only obvious loser we had so far was the pagan. These euros have been pagans. Next week, Euro Ord was the obvious loser. So there was a turncoat here. And then, yeah, price action just melted back down. But in all fairness, when you switch on the week resistance on the daily, this was here on the daily. And other pairs, it wasn't like that. So on the daily, this was here. And then the next thing I've got, which I'm trying to add to it, this is something I'm testing in terms of my data, taking screenshots of all of these trades and then coming to review them at the end of a month and stuff like that. The one thing I'm not going to be doing, and this is for anyone trading strategy too as well, if you see price action has done a huge move before the turncoat actually appears, it's probably not best to take that move. Just as you can imagine, it's probably exhausted that move already, because before it even got to the turncoat, which was here, prices already bought 200 pips. And using the ADR for people to understand this, in a week, the ADR has a max value of being able to move most times 3 times its actual level. So that's something from the market makers method from Steve Morano. I wouldn't say anything is an exact in Forex, but it's a concept. and the market can move at least 3 times this value. So for you to even just know that, just go to expert advisors, go to properties, yeah, and then we'll just go to ADR. Where's ADR? ADR. Just give me a second. There it is here. And you'll see what I'm saying. So free. Cool. Okay. So this is something I saw because I was like, okay, so why did Euro Ord lose when I gave the trade out? And then sorry, yeah, go back here. And then if we go to Euro Ord, 402 pips this pair can actually, that's quite huge. So right now, this price, the price on this pair, sorry, minimize that. The price from here, this low all the way up to here is, there you go. So it's almost done 400 pips. Can you see? So that move, and this was from last week, but if we go into this week here, it did about 200 pips already. So I was looking for about another 240 pips up towards this level here. But there you go. It already did half of its ADR basically in a week. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it did 1.5 value of its ADR in one direction. So this is why we're seeing the pullback, long story short. Whereas if you go to other pairs, you'll see that it's done a smaller move and then it's decided to do the move. So an example of this, just so you can see, we go back to GBP CAD. So this is something I'm collecting data on, but hey, we're here. I might as well explain it to you. It started from here, from this point to here. This was 56 pips. It only pushed back by, but then GBP CAD in a week can do 364 pips. So it only pushed 56 pips negative. Yeah. Or even from here, it's better to count it. Yeah. So I only did 80 pips this way. So that means it could still do almost 200 and something pips this way. Our take profit was here. Our take profit was only 114 pips. Do you understand? So I would have probably made this, let's just do it here. So let's say 40, I do 1 to 3. So yeah, we'd have been going for 120 pip trade on this. So yeah, realistically right there. So just about here, there you go. So it still had another 100 pips it could do on top of that. And you can clearly see it here. Look at that. So you can see, like, this is stuff you learn. Like if you just get into one-on-one, ISIS and other people and things like that can tell you. There's other people out here that can tell you and vouch. If you can just let them know, ISIS, when you come into my one-to-one mentorship, you will get what I'm saying. I talk about a lot of stuff that you need to learn over a period of time. If you don't mind taking the floor for a second, ISIS, can you do that?
Yes. So I was waiting to do my testimonial, so be on the lookout for that in Discord. But yes, I did do the mentorship. I did it in May over 4 sessions, just like as a starter. I wanted to take some time to like kind of soak everything in and like, of course, have my own data to see like, okay, what's working, what's not working, what I don't understand, like from the YouTube videos, as well as like the Trinity alerts and stuff like that. And I will tell you all, I think it's really good to go into the mentorship because something that I like that John does that other people don't really do. In my experience, a lot of like people will tell you like what you're doing is wrong. And then they'll try to make you trade just like them or convince you that their method is the right way because they're like profitable. But sorry, I'm driving. But trading is really about psychology, and your strategy and everything needs to be a reflection of your psychology. And I will say that John does a really good job in seeing like what you do and enhancing what you do naturally. And like naturally, I'm a scalper. I like to scale in one big move. And I also trade the 1 minute time frame. So he kind of like, took all of that in and didn't say like, okay, you need to do this, or you need to trade like this, or you need to use this method. He's just like, okay, this is how what you can do can be better. This is how you utilize what the services that you've already paid for. So basically going through the alerts and seeing like, okay, what, not from Neo per se, but like just the Trinity alerts, since Neo was still under construction, but just going through that and being like, okay, this is how you would have taken this trade. We did like live, like back testing. We did a little bit of like not forward testing, but like chart markups, because our session was like when market was closed. And then I literally, after I had my last session and I had a lot, I was like moving and doing a lot of stuff, but when I watched my recording, all of your sessions are recorded so you can reference it, which is good. I literally made 19% in one. I know this is not depending on your risk tolerance and stuff, but I made 19% in
Yeesh.
one, literally one, like it wasn't one trade in terms of I took one position, but it was one trade idea. So I actually sold USD JPY and I sold gold, maybe I think in the beginning of like June or something, or the middle of June, give or take, when it was having like a weekly cycle. So I was able to scale in on that trade on a $10,000 account and make $1,900 in an evening. So just an example of
There you
after
go.
the mentorship and everything,
There you
definitely
go.
it's do it. Next time I'm gonna make like 100%. Okay, that's my goal, y'all. Watch out.
Don't worry. ISIS is coming for you.
Yay.
ISIS is coming for you. So that's just an idea of it. So that's why sometimes you might see, like for some people, I get it. They might have like a shorter attention span in terms of when I'm teaching and things like that. But you gotta understand, this is why I have the one-to-one mentorship, because for me, it seems like, oh, but John's just doing this and it seems to just be working, but I'm doing it and it might not be working. Let's say if they're, trying to follow what I'm doing. But you gotta understand, I've got so much knowledge behind me from the amount of hours. Like even before I did this Zoom, me and my brother, my older brother, I always tell people, and I know people have asked me to get him on here, but I said he's like a quiet guy. He's like the person that you won't, unless you know him, he's not going to speak to you about Forex and anything he's doing, sort of thing. So, but going back to the point, just before that, we booked a time so we could speak about what we're both doing, what's going on. He's trading these turncoats as well. He's seen different methods and he's shown me as well things like, oh, John, look at this. And I had a 3-hour conversation. Obviously, it's my older brother, but I had a 3-hour conversation with him on the phone before I did this Zoom call. And all we was doing is full breakdowns on chart analysis. Remember, that's me in my position. I'm still doing this. Now, of course, I'm not saying every single person is able to do this because of work commitment, school, or whatever, family. I get it completely. I'm not trying to say you should be crazy mad at Forex, but I'm just trying to let people understand that this is why it's easier for me to either teach people or to be able to take certain trade setups, or not to feel scared when I enter a trade and stuff like that. And one of the things I was just explaining is like the ADR here, that I realized that once price action, so this is for like the turncoats, I'm like, oh, so I was going to go through this on Sunday Zoom and I'll go through it again anyway there. So once the turncoats appear, if you see any of them, any ones that appear, so imagine the turncoat only appeared up here. Now you know that it doesn't really have the strongest possibility to keep buying. So you would have been trying to buy from like here to here, and then all of a sudden, let's say it broke the turncoat with this sell, even though it didn't, because it was actually a turncoat here as well. And then, but look what happened. The next week came, there was a turncoat here, but obviously it got broken. Yeah, the next week came, and then boom, it didn't break that turncoat. And what did you get? You got another how big move, you see? So you got to pay attention to that. And this is why I'm not trading again. And part of the reason, well, not even really part of the reason, but well, yeah, let's break it down like that. This is why I'm in CAD JPY right now. So CAD JPY is giving me all my confirmations of it's an uptrend. We can clearly see it's an uptrend. Neo's even showing us this is an uptrend here. It recently broke daily structure as well as 4-hour structure here. Yeah. And then we've got a turncoat. And this is why I'm taking this. This is a live trade right now. Whether it wins or loses, not scared. I've already, like I said, I'm not taking on all of my accounts, only just my accounts. Sorry, not all of my investment accounts. I'm just taking on my personal account. So if it loses, it's my own problem. But this is why I took this trade entry. Turncoat, stop loss below the box. Now there isn't the liquidity is all the way up here, but I'm trying to be realistic. The probability of price action buying 300 pips is not impossible, because we'll go check that out right now. CAD JPY 277 pips it can do to ADR for its, pardon me, for its weekly max. Yeah. Where do we start? I'm just trying to see where the beginning of the week was. The beginning of the week was 17th here. Boom. Here. So price action is only bought around about, sorry, let's do it from here. So always do it from where the box started down to the lowest point. And the lowest point this week is around about here, actually. So it's basically moved 190, let's say 195 pips. It can only do 277 pips. On average, let's say. So realistically, I should only be looking for about 100 pips on this trade. Literally less than that, even about 80 pips on this trade. So let's say it goes past its ADR. This is where I'll be looking for a take profit. If anything, just a bit lower. Maybe it might go back to where this support was here and then just stop this week. And then next week, it might continue to buy. Do you understand? So just use that idea as well when you're paying attention to turncoats. But definitely, if you trade the turncoat strategy, I'm telling you, you'll make money. You'll make money. You'll get at least 1 times ADR from a move. There hasn't been one turncoat I've entered, not one of them, that hasn't done at least 1 times ADR. I would say at least 80% of the time. And this is why I'm telling people to trade them. Of course, the odd news event can come and just go, "Ah." I'm not saying that can't happen. It might happen right now, you know, God forbid, it might just happen. But I'm saying 80%, if not 70% of the time, they're going to go at least 1 times ADR, which again is listed on the Neo dashboard here for you, if not further. So anybody that's a beginner, has no clue about what they're doing or not a clue about Neo, it's such a simple strategy. If you've got your own strategy, be fair, go ahead, like trade it. And then if you want to learn how to do to work more with your strategy, like Isis said, just book one-on-one, and then I'll be able to assist you even better. So anybody else got any questions while we're here as well? I don't want it to just be me just speaking. Anybody else got any questions on Neo at all? Anything at all? For all the VIPs, I'm going to be going through it on Sunday as well. A lot of the VIPs have Neo anyway, so these type of Zooms will make more sense to them. And this is why I said nobody needs to be like worried or anything, because I'll be doing this like at least once a week in a sense, going through Neo and stuff as well as us doing trade analysis. Nobody else got any questions on Neo at all? Nothing? Let me just know. Is anybody, nobody in here? All right, cool. Give me a second then. If you got a question on Neo, you can always come back to me. Give me 1 second, people. I'm just gonna go to my other chart. Second. Boom. All right, cool. I'm gonna share the screen with you in a second. All right, you should all be able to see my trading view screen right now. Can you see it? Hey, we'll see my trading view screen. Just give me a yes if you can.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Anybody want me to check any pairs for them? Because I've gone over Neo. Again, I'm going to be going over it once a week. If I have to do another Zoom call like this in the middle of the week for anybody that's on, not anybody, but like a group of people that's in Neo, then don't be scared. I'm going to do one. So we go. Yeah, go on. Tell me what you want me to check. GBP CHF.
You just want to check out US 30.
No problem at all. If you're looking for a sell in US fair, I wouldn't necessarily take it, but I think it can obviously sell pullback. On GBP CHF, first and foremost, what are you looking for on GBP CHF? Yeah, BM, what are you looking for on GBP CHF? Just so I know. Yeah, I wouldn't enter a sell. I wouldn't now. Leave it. You missed the train. Remember what I just said. See, I'm giving away a free gem right there about the ADR, basically. Do you understand? And I didn't even use the daily ADR. There's a daily ADR, there's a weekly ADR, and there's a monthly ADR, and there's a yearly ADR as well. So the weekly ADR usually pushes 3 or 5 times in one direction. Do you understand? So the fact that it does that, it's already done at least half of that, if not more. It's not worth it. Do you understand? So it could just melt again today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, if it wanted to. But I wouldn't. I've got another like secret spicy indicator I'm working on telling me that this thing could actually buy back up a little bit, at least 1 times ADR. So, but for now, I wouldn't enter. It's too low. Anybody else? So you said US 30. So I wouldn't touch it, BM. I wouldn't touch it, mate. Also, it's in a 4-hour downtrend. Actually, you want to sell it, yeah? So you're good. It's in a downtrend. US 30. No problem, mate. No problem. US 30. Oh, it's even gone further for our pip count. It's gone 725 pips. Oh, we're in bloody stinking money, people. Money. Money. Oh, I'm so annoyed I didn't catch this trade on all my investment accounts, man. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, we'd have been loving it. but I really just couldn't because I don't want to take the, because like I said, the lot sizes are all different on prop accounts. So I don't want to mess it up. That's the thing. But yeah, this was a beautiful trade. That's mad. I would have definitely taken, this one was definitely taken. And you can't make the lot size smaller. So if you want to make your stop loss bigger, yeah, you're in a bit of an issue. So that's why I only took it on my personal accounts, because the stop loss was quite big on this. It was obviously it's a 4-hour trade. Yeah, you're looking at it going to this resistance here, this liquidity up here. So it's probably going to go to this liquidity, and then you'll be looking for a sell. Right now, I wouldn't sell it if you're going to, and it's already started to buy today. So it bought from yesterday. That's where it started. So you kind of missed the train from yesterday. So if you were, whoever asked that question, I wouldn't touch it for now. Don't touch it, at least until it takes this liquidity or gets closer to here. Then you're looking for a sell. Anybody else got any pairs you want me to check?
Nasdaq, please.
Nasdaq.
Thank you.
I think it's already started to buy Nas. There was no, okay, no, it started to sell. So here, yeah, so this is the indication that US 30 might start to sell as well. Nas is selling. Nasdaq is already selling, so yeah, you definitely already missed the train. If you're in that, yeah, it's already,
I'm already in a sell.
oh, you're in the sell. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, it broke 4-hour structure. So here you go, people. Look at this. Boom. So right here, this is a simple, this is why I tell you to use the 4-hour time frame, because once you learn how to read price action as well, remember, I'm not just using Neo. For anyone that does watch this back, I'm not just using Neo. I know how to trade naked charts, as you can see right now. Where are we? Supply. Yeah, boom. Right there. So you see, we had price action do this. What did it do? It came into the supply. It broke structure here with this candle, pulled back into this area, right there in the same supply, sold right there. That was a simple sell trade setup. So US 30, if you're looking for a sell, you want it to break at least 4-hour bearish structure, draw your supply area, wait for it to pull back, and then take the sell. Sometimes they don't pull back to the supply. They're going to pull back to the breakout area, and then you could take your trade. But you can put your stop loss above the supply or demand, because sometimes they're not going to, they're just going to go back to this area here, like literally. So I'll say about 70% of the time they go. To be fair, let's work this. Yeah, let's say 60% of the time they go back here, and 40% of the time they actually go back to the supply. Now, how you would have entered this trade, let's go down to a lower time frame as well, just so people can learn. Right here, look at that. That was a beautiful retest into this area. So here we had the breakout here, boom, boom, boom. So right now, this wasn't the best. If you were trading break of structures on a lower time frame, this wouldn't be the best for you, because your entry would have only been when this candle closes, if you're trading the 15-minute chart. Now, I know a lot of people obviously don't trade. That's again why I didn't take US 30 at all my accounts. Not a lot of people trade the higher time frames with them, because they probably don't have the capital to. But right here on that 4-hour supply, after this break was your 5-minute entry here. So you would have been in this trade from here, this candle break right here, short, and then your stop loss would be just above this high here, this candle. I wouldn't put it above the supply, because again, it's Nasdaq. And there you go. So right now you'd be in a 1.6 trade like that, simple as that. And then realistically, I don't know, should I go to let me try the 1 minute. Yeah, there we go. So here you go. So here's how you would have got a sniper entry in that. By now, your break was right here. Ooh, this thing is melting. Okay, it's not, it's just pushing the chart. But yes, you can see it came back into this area. It never broke structure here. Pay attention on the 1 minute chart. Never broke structure here. Look, this was the low. Rejected that same structure, possible break. Broke structure eventually in the 4-hour supply. On the 1 minute, it broke here. And this was a ridiculous entry if you entered that. Yes, I know this is a moving chart already, but this is clear as day. You don't see me saying, oh, where is it? I'm looking for it. What's happening? I'm showing you the exact area of what you could have been doing straight away, because once you train your eye to see this, you're going to be able to see it constantly. Again, you're not going to win every trade. Anybody who knows me already and has been with me long enough, I do not win every single trade. And sometimes my psychology might not be right to manage the trade even in a certain way. Maybe I'm looking for too much. Maybe I'm looking for this. Maybe I'm looking for too little. It's all about how you trade. So I'm not saying you would have perfectly caught a 10-hour trade. You might have come out here, but this is what it gave you just based on those simple principles. 4-hour break of structure, supply, 1 minute break of structure in that supply because the 15-minute looked too crazy. Anytime you see a 15-minute possible new area, even if you see it on Neo and it can break structure too crazy, like too far away, don't even go down to the lower time frame. Then that's when I go down to the lower time frame. So I'll say, okay, I'm going to go down to the 15-minute, sorry, to the 5-minute, to the 1 minute, as you can see. But in all fairness, what I honestly do is when price action comes into this box, I'm not going to lie to you. I would have just put my stop loss here, entered the trade here like that. If it came in like this, I would have entered like that, stop loss above there, and just hoped for the best. But you can see how it went very close. The spread could have took you out, literally. And that's what you just do there. Because in the end of the day, your concept is that price action should reject and sell. So you have no means to say that. You have no reason to say you shouldn't even enter from here, expecting a nice reversal. But yeah, this is a very good trade. Where did you get in from, by the way? Whoever was speaking, sorry, I didn't catch your name. I think it was Flaky. Was it Flaky?
Yeah, it was me. I got in. Hold on a second. Let me just type it.
If anyone else has got any other pairs, let me know. Sorry, go ahead.
15,704.
15,704.
It kicked me out twice, but I was so determined because I knew it would be like go down trend.
Yeah.
Because I went up with it, so I was expecting it to go down today. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was not a bad entry. That was the 5-minute entry. Was here. You see? Oh, sorry, no, this was the break of
No,
structure for the 4-hour. Yeah.
15 minutes, 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the break of structure from the 4-hour, but I get what you're saying. You entered on the 15-minute chart. Did you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. But it was, you see what I'm saying? It's that same retest level. So it broke back through that retest level, and then boom, then you see a break. Yeah, so that's cool. Anybody else got any other pairs they want me to check or questions or anything like that? Let me go and see where this is going to go while somebody's want to ask me a question. Right now, I'm out of the market for the week. I'm not trading anything else. It's only CAD JPY that I'm in right now for the buy. So if anyone else wants to take that buy, they can take it. If it loses, it loses. I'm just not giving it out as a signal. Like I said, it's a personal trade. Whether it wins or loses. But if you want to take CAD JPY buy, based on what Neil was telling us it could possibly do, then take the buy. So you can see here, this is how I had it marked out ready to give to the people in the group as well, the VIPs. I had downtrend, recent downtrend, but strong uptrend. We had a daily break of structure, which is obviously also a 4-hour break of structure. And then we had a turncoat here. And then this is why I'm trying to take it long right now. So I think it's probably going to go maybe just to cover this liquidity. If it does want to go long term, then obviously it'll break this high eventually. But yeah, if you do want to take this trade setup, you can, and then just put your stop loss below the daily low. Let's see where that would be. Let's say enter now. So you'd have about a 46 pip stop loss. So again, if you do want to enter the trade, completely up to you. But like I said, it's nothing too serious for me, this trade, because like I said, in the end of the day, I've already taken all my trades. Still have the potential to do. And TP's there. 107.615. Yeah, you do want to take it. Anybody else got any pairs they want me to check, or there's nothing at all? Seems like nobody else has got any other questions. Any questions about Neo or anything like that? There's high impact JPY news tonight, so you have to be on the lookout for that. That's either going to buy this up more or melt this completely back down. So be careful of that, people, as well. Go on. Let's see this. Economic calendar. Okay, for some reason the economic calendar is not showing. Let's go here. All this cookie stuff. This is Mark Zuckerberg that caused this. Okay, I don't know why this isn't showing right now, but there is high impact CAD news. Nobody else got any other pairs? Anything at all? Nothing. Any other questions, even in relating? Silver, yeah. Anybody got any questions relating to Forex as well? I'm in the buy on silver on one of my accounts still. Let's see, did it melt? Yeah, it did melt. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm still in the buy, still in profit. Silver looks like it's pulling down. Let's go to the 4 hour. Did it break 4 hour structure? Boom, boom, boom. The 4 hour structure low is here, so it's about to break. It hasn't yet. If it goes past this area, I'll close my silver trade. There. It looks like it's about to break it. Yeah, whilst we're here. There you go. So right now it's in a downtrend. If it breaks this, not in a 4 hour though, in a daily and other time frames, higher time frames than the daily, is in a bullish trend. If it does break this level and closes here by the next 4 hour candle closure, you're going to have a supply level on this bullish candle from here to here, basically form. That will become a supply. And then what would you be doing to look for any scalp sells? Just wait for price action to pull back into this area and then look for your sells back down, literally. Right now. Does that answer your question, Isa?
Yes, yes.
Cool. So that if I was trading a scalp on silver, that's what I'd be looking for. Closure below this level here, which is a 4 hour low based on this candle, but wait for this 4 hour candle to close, wait for a pullback into some type of lower, into this key level, and then go into a lower time frame and look for another key level. So you can also do this for supply and demand as well, people. So a 1 hour low was broken here. So then you have another, the last bullish candle was here. So it might even just pull back to here. So there could be another supply right there. So it might only pull back into here. It might not even pull all the way back there. It could actually go into this 1 hour supply and then sell back down. So that's what you can do. You can use supply on top of supplies on top of supplies and so on. You can do that and demands as well. Cool. I take it I've answered everyone's questions. No one else has got any other questions then, because I've asked about 4 or 5 times now. All right, then I'll leave it there. So I'm going to see all of you guys and girls on Sunday anyway. If you haven't got into the VIP service already or into Neo, again, there's 13 spaces. It's 100 GBP, and anybody can testify that, you know, it's the biggest quality value of quality of value you're gonna get. Basically, it's one of those, like, I'm always about as best as I can be. Of course, I still got to live my life as well, but I do try and help you guys and girls on a day-to-day basis about what you can do in the market. And yeah, I'm here to help the best way I can. Hopefully you can make lots of money, lots and lots of money, or at least some type of consistency from trading. That's one thing I definitely can say I can get people towards, is consistency. In terms of making lots of money, that comes down to your investment that you put into Forex and the amount of risk you're willing to take as well per trade. So yeah, we'll leave it there, people. Thank you very much for your time. And if you want to get in contact with me, just direct message me in Telegram or Discord. And again, thank you for your time, and all of you have a lovely day and the rest of a lovely trading week. So take care, people. I will see you later.
Thank you.
That's okay, no problem.